mina hakkan kuulutama, laulujada laske majje, vana lugu veretama, külad jäävad kuulama, linnademaalt luurima, Kalev tati oli käskind, kindlal sõnal kinnitanud.
You all are working in schools?
Yes. In different schools. Different schools.
Yeah.
Right.
As Arno spoke, we started quite a long time ago. It was Soviet time, and it was as a movement, because we tried to first school what we founded. It was at the moment it works as a public school, but then there was so many parents that and we wanted to support parents, and we started to found different Christian schools. There was a Lutheran school, Orthodox school, and then we two schools. But we have one is together with Catholic parish, and the other is in Kohila, where are Baptist and Orthodox and different confessions, because Estonians are not very Christian. Yeah, very religious. So, but here we work together with the parish, and the concept of the school was worked out so that there is a very important cultural environment, so that we can teach different things, but we have to found the cultural environment, because children are learning through the culture most things, especially values. So that at the moment we have in the center music school, theater school, art school, and then science, engineering. Yeah, this is medicine, economy, and languages. So in the gymnasium level, but in the basic school level, where many children half of children are in music school. And music school is in our school earning that to make choirs, but are participating in liturgical life, because it is very important for growing up next generation connecting with the church.
In Estonia, most people who are in the church are themselves converts, or second generation converts. But yes, but I think the most difficult aspect right now is supporting families, how to raise their children according to those values, which help also children to remain or to stay in the church. So I think this is one of the main missions spiritually.
Concretely in this school.
Yes.
And so that we are happy that because we are just connected with churches very near, and we can have our. Mis on liturgilise aasta järgi saame ju, sina räägi vahepeal.
Well, we follow the liturgic calendar. Yeah, more or less church calendar. Yes. So we have masses during the bigger holidays, feasts, and celebrations. That's right. And rosary readings. Or
Fatima's marriage days, and we rosary with also school and crossway.
Yeah.
We always
yes.
Yeah, so that
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it just so that to prepare it's a big week or how it is.
During the Lent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you fast for the 40 days?
Well,
Some of us do.
some of us do. Yes. We still, of course. What do you mean by fasting?
During the Lent season.
Yes. But
You abstain
fasting.
from meat on
Yeah.
Fridays.
So well, of course. Ma ei suuda mõelda inglise keeles. Ühesõnaga, et hoidumine jah, lihast.
Many children are following the rules, but some of not. It is decision of families and it's personal decision.
Yes. But many of our teachers do that. Yes.
But maybe you can also explain how, because in Kenya, religion-based schools are very common. There are very many Catholic schools, Anglican schools, etc. So maybe just explain that in the Estonian context. How many private schools or how many religious schools are there in Estonia? And how are you very unique in that?
We have
There are quite some.
quite some in Tartu is Catholic school, and here then we have Orthodox schools, and there are now growing up a different Orthodox school in Narva, but they are still small ones very often, but just there are initiatives to start with them more. But we have Narva is quite big, and we have a very big Orthodox school, very well basis chance
St. John's.
Chance school. And then Dome School, it is a Lutheran schools, but they have just now difficulties. They are making this a little bit smaller because economically it is very important.
And then another
there are
Lutheran
more.
school
So,
in Tallinn and one in Tartu.
yeah, and one in
Total
St.
Tartu.
Peter's.
number is
Around
15,
10,
maybe.
15.
10,
Yeah,
15.
10, 15,
So
yeah.
if you look at the
And some
number
are
of
very
schools.
small, but the amount of the pupils is growing all the time.
Because Estonian population is, the number of births is decreasing, but the number of applications, yes, to those religious private schools, they stay.
And
They stay.
it's growing.
It's even a little bit growing. So,
Yeah.
These schools stay popular or even keep growing right now. But other schools, public schools, little bit decrease.
So maybe I could ask a question. You had said earlier on that this school was founded as a movement. Do you have a problem being a Christian school in Estonia?
Not so much.
I mean,
No, at first we really worked with our ministry that every school, that the schools are financed by the head money. It makes a basis that different initiatives can be done for growing, building up the schools. There are state schools, municipal schools, and there are bases for parents too to found a private schools. We even wanted that in the law there are divisions so that there are private school and citizen school.
Yeah.
Because private schools very often have a quite big fee. We are working without fee. So that we will getting this head money, capitation, yes. And if there are programs what are additional, English program or music, this, for these children have to pay. But that what is a state curriculum, we try to build up it this way that they don't have to pay for this. And it makes possible people for different background, yes, to put the children here. And there even was these special programs, they have a fee, but they can to choose how they pay for only your own child, or you pay for 2 children, or you half one child and half, a little bit bigger money, and then the others can ask that maybe to not pay or to pay less, and it works. It has worked all the time that we can have our programs.
But communication with the state, it's very unpredictable all the time, because sometimes they certainly don't encourage these kind of movements, or especially like some religious programs that like those schools are doing. They want to have like specific social teachings in the schools and so on.
No, it is European Union what
yeah.
is coming
To
with
keep everything very standardized.
Yeah. But on the other hand, our former president just runs the program, Kersti Kaljulaid, which says that all the small specific schools are very important, because in society we need all sorts of different people. So we don't need this kind of standardized society, but we need specialists in different fields and people with different worldviews and knowledge.
Yeah, but of course the situation with private schools is not so good, because teachers' money we get from state, but not for buildings. That to pay for electricity and this we get, but that to have a schoolhouse or renovate it, or this we have to found our own way how we are doing this. Yeah.
Just one more question. This is a mission school or Christian school, yeah. So it's based on a doctrine, yeah, that it cannot change. You cannot change it. The concept you cannot change. And here we have a generation that they change over time. In our country, we call them Gen Zs or Generation Zs. Yeah.
Same here, yes.
Ma ei saanud aru, mis te mõtlete.
How do you cope with this?
et sul on nagu kristlik kool, eks ju, mis põhineb kindlal doktriinil ja siis on ka, et sa ei saa seda nagu muuta, aga samal ajal on sul generatsioon õpilasi, kes muudavad kõike praegu maailmas ja muudkui muutuvad, et kuidas me sellega toime tuleme, et see on see Gen Z nii-öelda.
Well, the basic identity is I think what we focus on this level, because they can do what they want, but they need to have some kind of basics, some kind of discipline. They need to.
Pedagogical the concept is worked out based on the church documents, and parents know before they are coming in schools about how we take gender, or how we build up a language program, or how boys and girls are in different classes in our school.
Which is very unusual in Estonia.
It's very unusual in Estonia.
Yeah, and they can choose. They don't have to put. And we think that it is very important that parents and school have the same values, so that you don't have to say that you must. What we are saying, but the teacher is stupid, just one, or opposite way. So that they have to, and we meet with every family before the child is coming to school and discuss about the pedagogical concepts, that it is suitable for them or not.
I think, like many people in general, also most of the children struggle with too much information. And we try to avoid it by cooperating with those families who are just like-minded or thinking the same way we do, because then the children, those children are in a safe environment. They get the same information from home and also from school. We try to cooperate with those families who are not fighting against us, or who, and we don't want to put children into this situation where they.
Where there is a clash of
yes,
values.
But when it really happens,
it still happen. It
sometimes.
can happen, of course.
Then I try to. I always said that we can help to find a school what is suitable for the family.
Yeah.
to help the child, because of course it is not good when they are in environment, but they can't respect.
Yeah.
What percentage of Estonia is Christian?
30 when you include Orthodox.
Okay.
But half of this is Russian speaking.
Okay, so that leaves
So
15%.
15% basically of Estonian speaking citizens. Yeah.
Okay, and from that, so
So the others are what? If they are not Christian?
agnostic.
If they're not Christians, you are.
Well,
Agnostic.
actually, atheism is not the thing in Estonia, but most of our citizens or our people are very suspicious, especially when it comes to church. Religious institutions, so organized religions. Many people are spiritual. They have their beliefs. They have their, I would say, syncretist like things that they are their system. They have their own system.
Free world, yeah.
Yes, yes.
What about Muslim? Do you have Islam?
Very few.
There are
Very
different
few.
times when we had, during my time, Muslims in our school. And when first came, I was very surprised, because there are so many schools but have no religion background. Why you don't choose them? And since his family said that the basic values are the same. By our religion we are teaching at home, but moral values and this are better in Christian school, and they put in India or some other countries to the children in Catholic schools. That was the explanation from these families.
But in Estonian society in general, it's actually not.
We have
a
two,
big thing.
one Azeri boy.
Yeah, we do have,
one
but
Muslim.
very few.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have mosques.
No, we do not.
What?
In Estonia, kas on mõned mošeed?
Meil ei ole vist.
I think
On
there's
iga on kindlasti
there's
olema.
there's one Muslim like center where I think in the center they have just one floor that they have like as a mosque for prayers, but separate mosque.
Like a proper
I
mosque?
no. I think yeah, or where they have their liturgy or something.
But still connections are very friendly, because he's a leader of this Muslim society. They had, this family had many children. They wanted to put the children too in our school, but the concurrence was this way that we couldn't take them. It is not just they are Muslim, but we just by the results.
So to get admission at your schools, children need to perform at a particular academic level.
Yes, some way, because our program is bigger than the state program, and for some children it can be too tiring, too demanding. But we are taking children, but they have to do 0 points that they can do this program. But at the same time, we take children who have very big difficulties, and we try to help them individual way, special needs in smaller classes. This can be that they can be intellectually be talented, but they can be too so that are not at all, but are in some area talented. And when we see that they don't have support in the normal school, then we try to help them.
So what is your school population like?
Yeah.
Kui palju teil õpilasi on?
In concretely this school 300. In Kohila we have 2 hour school about the same, and this school what we started what is now municipal school, there are more than 1,000.
Okay.
So, and we are working as one pedagogical cooperative center, so that
From what age to what age? What level of education?
Our school.
From elementary to high school.
So 9 years.
9 years.
No, it's a center more because we built up the gymnasium in the state school bigger so that they can take all our pupils from here and Kohila. So that, but there are some laws that are making it difficulties, but it principally is built up so that the children can have in this center all their education.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we come from a country where religion is part of the curriculum. In Estonia, religion isn't part of the curriculum.
No, not at all.
State curriculum, no.
But in your school,
Yes.
So the different subjects.
Yes.
Our English program is made by the Catholic nun who looked all the books. Sister Mary by the values. Now she got 102 a tithe just a month ago, or
2 months. Yeah.
2 months ago. But and he looked all these books that children are reading, evaluated them, can we have them or not. And our music program is we try to teach liturgy during this, and then we have
also literature. Our literature program is also not the same as usually in the school, but we have more based on Christian values.
There is one part of this what is Christian culture and
yeah.
So you teach Catholic doctrine?
Yes.
Catholic doctrine.
Yeah, because this pedagogical concept is worked out on the Vatican II, but the earlier documents too, the Educationis Gravissimus and the earlier documents of, but the church work out for Catholic education. Yeah.
It's not catechesis or something like that,
No.
but it's more. No, it's not like they do that and then they can have a communion.
Parents would like to have catechesis in school, but still we couldn't work with the parish shows that it is.
Yeah.
But at the moment the group is going.
Yeah,
on.
we are cooperating with church and many, those who want to go deeper, dive deeper, then it is possible. Yeah.
okay.
At the end of the day, you do the national exams.
Yeah.
Government
Oh, yeah.
exams.
Yeah.
And they are doing them very well,
Yeah.
on a very good level, so that it is one way why parents want that the children are going to in the school too.
How many pupils do you have in class, per class? What's
From 16 till 19, 20, because you see when we are going around that this old building is so small that it is very hard even to put 16 children. Yeah.
Do you recruit your teachers privately?
Sorry?
How do you find your teachers? Must they be Catholic? Or
So
No.
much as we can. When we started, we had no Catholic teachers, but now our Catholic parish is growing all the time. And we have a group of Catholic teachers, but very often who are parents are coming as a parents. A small time later they will be as a teacher. Because they are very hard to find teachers in our society. But when you would like that your child and their friends are taught some way, then
And actually, when I said that many people are suspicious towards the institution, many other people are very open to like spiritual values and moral values, and want to cooperate with this, and they are like very, very open to
but it is true too that the amount of Catholic teachers is growing.
well, it's true too.
Then another question, as a country, do you have national examinations? Or
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Are you ranked in the exams? Do you do ranking?
kas sa tahad seda, kas koolide edurida, et ühesõnaga, et milline kool on kõige paremad
No
asjad?
Miika paistab üsna üleval seal.
We know the average percentage Well, average percentage, for example, in Estonian language examination this year was 76%. We had 83.
83 and Kohila 88. So
and
that,
the same in math. Average was even lower. Average there was 66. We again had 83. And in English, it's a special one. The average one in the state was 84 or 5 something, but we had 95.
And there are math competitions, and we are belonging in the 15 better schools in Estonia by our results in math.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it is not bad. And taking in consideration that we are taking special need children too.
So inclusive
You have the
education.
program.
Yeah,
It's
included in the
incorporated in the classroom.
Yeah.
Inclusive
education.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the extreme ones? How do you handle the extreme special needs? You separate them? Or they go to special schools?
And we in our center we have small classes.
Yeah.
And sometimes even there are children. Just I saw what are graduating.
Yes.
2 boys who could learn only alone. Then when they are in the 9th grade, we put them 2 together. And now in the gymnasium, they were in a small group, about 12 and just now we went to the Mass of Sister Mary in Finland. Since they were with us and could communicate and be with us, and it's a great pleasure that you see that they can grow up.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Usually they need more time. They have the special needs, which mean that
Emotional disorders and
and this disorder usually means that they are just developing slower. Yeah.
No, and emotionally very hard. Because ma pidin, need poisid olid just need, keda ma pidin kinni hoidma, kui nad väiksed olid.
They could be, some of them
Needed to be restrained when they're younger.
They can be aggressive.
Now they can communicate quite freely.
And there were children who need special need help, so because they were so upset and violent during day, but step by step.
It gets better.
Yeah, and in these classes, here are not so difficult children because they can
still work.
Yeah.
So you
most
get
classes.
all the teachers to get to know how to handle this special.
We try.
Yeah. This is something we are
It's a
working on.
challenge because
In Kenyan schools, for example, if you go to a Catholic school, Mass is compulsory. So if you choose to go to that school, actually, probably in all the schools, on Sunday, going to church is compulsory. Would that be the same case?
In the school masses it's compulsory, but we don't come on Sundays, but it is during the year about 7, I don't know how many times we have masses.
say maybe 12.
Yeah, 7, yeah. Because very many children are living not just here. And to have Sunday, them all here, it is not easy.
Well, hearing you and this liturgical life as well, I think we have a lot to learn. Yes, because I think in Europe, even in many Catholic schools, this kind of connection with real liturgy could be absent or
Yeah, and we are happy because our parish is growing. People are more and more turning here. It is alive. But very, very often you see that there is only tradition, but people are don't have so much meaning about this. And we try really to support this some way as it is possible here.
Maybe tell us also
also about the building, and you said how old is what we're looking at?
Yeah, no, I think that it can be 16th, 15th century this ceiling, but cellars and this all is situated on the area of Dominicans monastery, but is found on 13th century. So we have in monastery what we use for learning in some Sunday days. And some parts nobody knows because it is not renovated about 300 years. And when we started to renovate, it was very awful because at first we built, we renovated the third floor. And that was all not very right way, and cultural heritage protection said that it must be, it is a whole house. But when we started to renovate this floor, then you see that the beams were completely rotten and started to fall down. So that we had to take all newly and to put kas on plommida ja siis beams and then start again to build.
And basically re-renovating the third floor.
Yeah. And to put in iron beams that to take this building in together so that it is really hard to make from these schools. Sister Mary lived in this part, and some priest lived in this house.
It used to be apartments before.
And now, but before Soviet occupation, our bishop and Finnish bishop both decided to found here schools. And the Finnish, they could start because they didn't have occupation this time. So that there was a secret, most blessed,
most precious.
Sisters of the most precious blood.
Blood came from America and started English school in Helsinki. But here it couldn't happen because there was a Soviet occupation. So, but we worked, and Sister Mary came from this Helsinki school and started to work with us after occupation, so that now we built up the school, but they promised to do before the Soviet occupation, and church found the possibility to renovate these rooms, but it goes step by step because we have to gather money. And now the German foundations hope that we can go on with the cellar, so that it is not so easy. Just we are organizing parents to clean up and paint, renew the classrooms, so that it goes.
Yeah, we really try to work in community, even though it's quite challenging. Because all people are doing all sorts of things and have quite busy life here in Estonia or in Tallinn specifically. I don't know.
Yeah, contemporary word.
Contemporary.
But we can have a small tour. You can see these classrooms.
another one. It's a wrap like more, it's done like Toretich. We've just finished visiting another school, a different educational institution. This one was more religiously inclined. It's called Püha. Nimekwama. Püha Miikaeli. I'm hoaxing. No, I even the bit that I know was the beginning. Püha. Anyway, we'll see it there. But Estonia is very non-religious, let me put it like that. So therefore, institutions that incorporate religion into them are the anomaly. They're not the norm. So this is an institution that infuses the old school Catholic ways into it. Very interesting to hear about the different dynamics and challenges that they are facing, how incorporating into society, what do parents think about it. You know, in Kenya or in Africa, there are so many Catholic schools, which is the norm. Every other person that you know is either going to a Catholic school or a religious school, going for mass on a Sunday. All this is norm. So to come to a place where it's not really accepted, to be honest, was interesting to hear about how they are surviving, because they're not truly thriving from my perspective, but how they are doing religion within the country. Anyway, second school that we're done with. Today we also broke up into 3 groups. So one group came here, another group has gone to another school, another group went to another school. This is us just finishing our tour, and we're in Old Town. Old Town is sort of like Lamu. It's the historical town of the historical part of Tallinn. For example, this building where this school is has a lot of historical elements in it that they've been forced. They can't even renovate it. They've been forced to leave it as a mark to show their heritage and their history. Anyway, on to the next one. Aizo, twende.